Welcome back, viewers. Welcome back to Scoreboard here on Acts 25. And we are switching from boxing now to football. And the fourth edition of the SW Touring Invitational Masters Football Competition, it's upon us, and it will be in Tobago come this weekend, starting on the 30th of October and running over the weekend. And this is an annual event that takes place in Tobago. And it's really, an event that if you have not visited Tobago and have the privy to witness this football league, it is something that I recommend, because when you hear of over 40, you tend to feel is fat match type of football, but actually it is not. It is quality football from experienced footballers. And here to tell us more is Jeffrey Edwards, founder of SW Touring. Jeffrey, it's always a pleasure, and welcome to Acts 25.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
The fourth edition is upon us. There's a few days away, and from the outlook of things, this fourth edition appears to be heading to be one of the better tournaments in the history of this competition.
Well, to be honest with you, once again, thanks very much for having us, SW Touring family, on the set. Good evening, viewers. This is actually our 5th year.
Okay,
we celebrate our 5th year. And yes, God has been great to us in blessing us with 16 teams. We have reached our target of 16 teams with newcomers to the event, for which we'll discuss some more. So we have done a lot of groundwork, a lot of marketing. We have learned from our mistakes before. And we intend to put on an extremely great weekend of football, music, lime, and great people.
Now, this year there's 16 teams. Last year
we had 12
teams.
Yes.
12 teams.
12 teams.
I know that you have some Caribbean teams coming in, so
yes.
Let's start with the Caribbean teams.
Well, this year, we always, SW Touring family, coined Tobago Sporting Paradise. So we have always said welcome to Sporting Paradise. This year is return to Sporting Paradise. But this year we also, because of the amount of regional teams that we have and the caliber of regional teams, we also wanted to call it Welcome to Masters Royalty. So we have from Grenada, we have Real Old Men of Grenada, who are the league champions of Masters football in Grenada. We have from Guyana, the oldest Masters football team who celebrated 100 years last year, in that of the Georgetown Masters. We have from Barbados, the 2015 Banks Barbados International Masters Football Champions, Wiley, as well as their counterparts, Lime Masters, and also Empire FC. So in terms of our regional outreach, it has done extremely well. Mind you that we have the Vinci Masters of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and also teams from St. Lucia who would want to be a part of the venture for next year. So we are going organically, and we want to say thanks to all the teams who have taken the opportunity to be with us as we grow.
Now, I know there are some changes to the 2015 edition. Normally, it will start in Bon Accord and then go to Black Rock.
Yes.
But tell us and tell the viewers the entire program starting from on Friday, when it starts.
Friday we start at Bon Accord at 12 noon, where every team it's 16 teams, so it's a 4 groups, 4-team format, and every team will play one game on the Friday. And then we return to Bon Accord on Saturday morning, where we start promptly at 9 a.m. and where the round robin continues. And then we move on to the knockout phase on Sunday at Plymouth Recreational Ground. The reason we moved it from Black Rock to Plymouth is for 2 reasons. We wanted to be able to increase the amount, the venues that we go, the recreational and the villages that we move to in Tobago, as well as, unfortunately, Black Rock didn't have lights.
Yeah.
And
that was the issue last year.
Yes, and what we're doing this year, so we learned that lesson from last year. But what we're also doing this year is that we are introducing what we call the loser's plate.
Okay.
What we found in the first 4 years was that teams who were knocked out didn't play in the last day. And this is a weekend of fun, and this is a weekend of football, most importantly. So we wanted to give teams the opportunity to play for all 3 days. So there will be the top 2 teams from each group will move on to the quarterfinals and will play for the cash prizes. And the 3rd and 4th from each group will move on to play for a loser's plate. That will just be a trophy, basically.
Okay. Now, looking back at the last 4 years, this tournament has grown to the point where you have to move to different venues. What would you say is the recipe for this reaching this point? And maybe next year you might have to go the Dwight York Stadium.
I laugh because even though this might be ACTS, and ACTS is a God-given station, I mean, no matter who had asked me that question, I'll answer the same way. It has been God. From day one, the first meeting we had with Tobago House of Assembly to even just before I came on set, God has been good. And that has been my recipe. A lot of people ask the question, but you know, even in over 40 market, some people say, are you Tobagonian? Because of the favor that we have gotten from God. So that is my recipe. That has always been my recipe. Secondly is that I have an extremely great team who not only loyal but hardworking, and just the vision. You know, as the Bible says, without a vision, man shall perish. So we continue to grow because of that. And that vision will extend into other things for which we'll discuss a little later.
Yeah. Price structure, is there a change this year? What are some of the new initiatives that's going to be added?
No, the price structure has remained the same, as well as the registration fee has remained the same. Price is $2,000 and for first, and $1,500 for second. It's just what we have done, as I said before, is introduce the plate segment to it. And the reason why is that we are just still focusing on getting the football aspect of it correct. As while we are doing that for this 5th year, we have now started to focus on the spectator element. And that has been done by introducing the welcome line, the official Masters welcome line, which is called Penalty. And we intend to grow that sub-brand as the tournament itself grows.
Now, sponsorship is an issue in everything, especially with the current state of the economy in Trinidad and Tobago. But yet still, looking at your whole program, you seem to have, weathered that storm.
It's just about negotiations, whether it be contract negotiations, sponsorship negotiations, partnership negotiations, whether it be long-term or short-term. And let's put it this way, ACTS 25 has been a partner sponsor with us who have done work for, sometimes for free. And we have to say thanks for that. So we understand that this cannot go on without money, but at the same time, we also understand the Trinidad and Tobago culture that a lot of times corporate sponsors are reactive. So what we have done is self-invest a lot of times so that we can be able to build a brand where the reactive corporate sponsors, the bigger ones, can now say, this is a product we want to be a part of. So we know that in time we'll be able to reap the benefit of our hard work, and that time is actually here because a lot of the sponsors who we approach, definitely the new marketing managers who are part of them definitely want to be a part of the event for 2016 and beyond. And with our new target group for 2016, they see it as an opportunity to put have their brand associated with it. So we have done our part in terms of weathering the storm by ourselves, but also we thank very much the partnership of persons like yourself and ACTS 25 for sharing the vision from get-go. And I think that's the problem with Trinidad and Tobago culture, whether it be individually or corporate. They are reactive instead of assisting from get-go when they see a product that can be able to take it to a different level. Okay.
Now, what's in the 2015 edition for the public? Because the supporters of football in the public who travel to Tobago, they come not wanting just to see football, but to find out what's in it for me. Are there going to be like giveaways?
Well, one of the things that we pride ourselves in is that we always give whatever we have. That's the spirit of giving, the cheerful giving, whether it be biblical or time of the year, being Christmas time. We always pride ourselves in giving. So we have tokens that we give to our spectators. We also engage them, whether it be a half-line shootout with the ladies. Even a simple thing, as I said before, focusing with them in terms of the lime. We also, yes, this is ACTS 25, but we also have made concessions whereby there are lime and spots in Tobago that they can be able to go and get specials. So we have done our necessary research, and we will continue to add to that value to be able to engage the spectators. One of the things that we really loved is that, like, there's two things that, in instance, the first team to register this year was TSTT Masters.
Okay.
And it has been on their intranet internal marketing. So that means that all of TSTT is aware of it. Notwithstanding the fact that this weekend, to come to Tobago, there are no flights, boat tickets are sold out.
Yeah.
So we know that we have added to that in some extent, and we thank God for that opportunity. So we want to be able to give as much attention to our spectators as much as we give to our footballers.
Okay. Now, we have all these. What about how prepared are you at present? Because you have a number of teams coming in, you know, accommodation, transport, you know. How prepared are you? Because it's just a couple of days before the actual date of the start of the competition. Any, you know, concerns, any issues, areas that still needs attention?
Well, I remember one Mr. Chandler Dawes said when I was playing with St. Mary's College back then, and he was a physiotherapist, said, you can't control the uncontrollables. Okay. So as much as we have put things in place in terms of logistically sound, we put everything else into God's hands, you know. So, but just to answer your questions, we have done our necessaries. What the logistics are nothing new to us in terms of the venues, in terms of transportation of the players on a daily basis, picking them up from the airport, bringing them to their hotels and return. All those things are things that we are accustomed doing. So the team is quite aware of what has to be when it has to be executed and what has to be executed, and we are just ready to execute.
Special accommodation attention where accommodation and transport, is it for the foreign teams but the local team or all the teams?
No, there's no special accommodation. Okay. What we try to do is we have a Tobago House of Assembly approve the list of hoteliers, hotels, guest houses, villas, all the necessary accommodations, and we assist the teams if it is that they need to be able to get necessary accommodation. Now, it being the over 40 market, a lot of these gentlemen would have been to Tobago at some point in time, or they would have some kind of necessary contact with Trinbagonians who can be able to assist them. So wherever they fall short, we assist, and that has been working well for us.
Now, this question might sound strange, but I think over the weekend at the FCB Cup semi-finals, I was telling somebody about this tournament, and the guy said, yeah, I know about the tournament. He said, but I can't understand why the man from Trinidad and he only keeping his football in Tobago. Are there any hopes or intentions of one day seeing, well, I mean, not the Tobago Masters, because that's a brand for Tobago.
Right.
That cannot come Trinidad, that's Tobago brand. But will we, in the near future, see SW Touring, you know, having a Trinidad leg of a competition of this magnitude?
Well, to be fair, we have to give kudos to, he may not know me, but Mr. Jeffrey Wharton Lake, who has put on the Trinidad Masters for numerous years. And even while I was going to St. Mary's College, it was the first time I witnessed, or read it on the papers, and I've actually passed by National Stadium and saw his Masters product. And now being in my 30s to be able to execute said in Tobago is great. For us to come to Trinidad, really and truly, it will be definitely competing with Mr. Lake or anybody else who has the Trinidad Masters football brand.
Okay.
But we are quite happy with the Tobago aspect of it, and as I said before, that's where we coined the term sporting paradise. Yeah. Tobago is truly a sporting paradise, not to knock Trinidad, but in terms of the getaway, in terms of the accessibility of beautiful beaches, in terms of just to be able to a clean, pristine environment where everybody could just relax and enjoy themselves. That is what the FET match circuit wants, that difference. In terms of the Masters market in Trinidad, we have a couple of things that we are in discussions about to do, that we definitely will try to execute in 2016, that will add to the Masters circuit in Trinidad and Tobago. But for now, in terms of the Masters weekend tournament, we'll definitely be keeping it in Tobago.
I know every year the tournament gets better and better, but at the end of the day, where would you like to see this Tobago Masters tournament reach or accomplish?
Whereby if it is we have the tournament in September, we have all of the registered teams by March.
Okay.
Where sponsors, corporate sponsors are non-reactive, very much proactive, where persons put it on their calendar from the time this year ends, we're looking forward to next year. It becomes a calendar event which grows organically. And that is where we want to be. A lot of people might say, but what about making it the best tournament in the Caribbean? That will come. It's a matter of making sure that your brand has that repeatability in terms of repeat customers that can be able to attract new customers. And that is where I would like it to be. And by extension, the accolades of it being the best Masters tournament in the Caribbean will come after that.
Okay. Now, admission fee, are there tickets selling before we do, or it's only pay at the gate?
No, as a matter of fact, for the spectators, it's free. It's free for you to come out and see the likes of Arnold Dorica, Anthony Roger, Everton McKean, Stretch, Huey Cadet, Mr. Assemblyman Jumo Pitt, and all the likes of the Masters gentlemen who have plied their trade for the red, white, and black, and to come and see them on a football stage and to see the gentlemen glide over the field and to see they still have the skill. So it's free to all. As a matter of fact, we encourage young persons to come and be a part of it so they can actually see, you know, the persons who have paved the way for them now. And for the Limers, we have things for you all as well.
Is there anything you want to share with us before we wrap about this year's tournament?
No, as we said before, we have reached our market, 16 teams. We have, as I said before, the 3 teams from Barbados, the Grenadian team, the Guyanese team. We welcome Sunday Crew from Couva. We welcome to the TSTT Masters, and the list goes on. We have the repeat of Juventus of St. John's, who's bringing on the entire village. We have the Fence House Masters who are defending, and we have the usual suspects from the Tobago teams who are challenging in a big manner. So it's a weekend of fun, lime, football, music, drinks. What we must also say is that we have Street 91.9 as the official radio station of the tournament. We have Act 25 as the official television station of the tournament. So in terms of marketability and in terms of post coverage, they'll have a lot of those in it. Also, we intend to be able to increase the brand next year, and we have a few tricks up our sleeve that we're going to do that. And so it's just a matter of persons coming across Tobago and enjoy themselves. Okay,
let's go. Let's hear. On Friday, it starts at
9 a.m. on Friday, where everybody would have one game. So it's 4 groups of 4 teams, 16 teams in all. So everybody will play their one game, and they would afterwards. We have the welcome line, which is called Penalty, at the Villa Tranquilla in Blackrock, and that is from 7 to 9 p.m. It's an opportunity for persons to mingle and socialize in a very relaxed and beautiful environment, and that of Blackrock. We resume at 9 a.m. sharply at Bon Accord Recreational Ground.
That's on Saturday.
And that's on Saturday, the 31st, where the round robin competition continues. And then on Sunday, the top 2 teams from each group of 4 will advance to the knockout stages, and the bottom 2 will advance for the plate. So therefore, Sunday will have a full day of football, which goes until 7, 8 o'clock in the night. Under lights.
Now, I know that you always speak highly of the people behind the scene who really, assist you, your team. You want to take this opportunity to mention and to, say a special thanks to them?
Of course, first and foremost, I want to say thanks to God. I want to say thanks to my parents, Prince and Gloria, Daddy. Good evening. I know you always watch on. I want to say thanks to Les, to Chad, to Nigel, to Danny, to Ryan Bumpy Brown, to my 2 kids who also do their sister. I also assist as well.
I know.
And my nephew. So the team is large.
I feel you forget somebody.
Yeah, I think so. I think you put him on a... No, I say first.
Okay.
But the thing is that we are totally blessed, and the team is growing. We just brought on a Tobago liaison, and she has been wonderful.
You think so? You can safely say that that made a difference in 2015.
That made a huge difference in 2015. It was a little bit difficult for us to be based in Trinidad and to execute an event in Tobago, but having her on board, who understand the groundwork, who understand the networking and the intricacies of Tobago, has really helped to be able to build the brand. So we intend to do that.
Well, Jeffrey, I just want to take this opportunity. Any closing comments?
Closing comments. So we celebrated 5 years. What can we expect for the next 5? Is that we definitely would like to, and we are going to add 2 new groups. You hear it first on Act 25. We are going to add 2 new groups from 2016, and that will be the over 35 and the over 50 age group. Noting that if you are over 35 football team, but you have to be a registered FETMatch team with the SW Touring team, then you will be invited to our tournament next year. With that over 35 of the 25 players, 5 players can be 30 years and over, and then the over 50 market. So it will be next year, we intend to have 3 days of football and increase the number of venues, because that will be, that's a minimum of 24 teams we're looking at.
Yeah.
So with that being said, we know that we will have to increase the number of venues, and we expect that we have to get more flights from Caribbean Airlines, as a matter of fact. But that's really and truly where we're at. We're hoping to celebrate another 5 years of God's blessings and mercies. Thank you very much, Acts 25, for being a part of us. Thank you, God, and thank you for the rest of the team for who have assisted us in this great venture.
Jeffrey, it was a pleasure, and let me wish you all the best, and we hope that, we pray that, and we know we're going to have good weather for the next 3 days. Viewers, it's actually, well, I don't think there's any flight remaining.
No.
Air or sea, so everything has been booked out, but stay tuned to Acts 25. Sometime next week, you're going to be seeing all the highlights, the action from the...
But they can also get live updates on our Facebook page.
Okay.
That's S as in Sam, W as in water, space Touring, Touring, SW Touring. Go like the page, and also our event page, Tobago Invitational Masters Football Tournament. You can get live updates, and also in terms of videos, as well as our Twitter feed and our Instagram, SW Touring and SW_Touring. And
Acts 25 will be bringing you highlights of the entire 3 days proceedings with the grand finals. As we said, Friday, October the 30th to Sunday, the 1st of November. It's going to be great football in the Isles of Tobago, so we look forward to seeing you there. And for those of you who can't make it this year, please stay tuned and book early for the 2016, which is going to be greater next year. So as we end tonight's program, we want to thank our guests. First, Floyd Trumpet and Nigel Paul, the boxing guy who is creating a storm, and also Jeffrey for spending this time with us. Remember, Scoreboard is on every Tuesday night between the hours of 8 to 9, with a repeat on Wednesdays at 12. So we look forward to joining you joining us next week at the same time. Be safe, do have a productive week ahead, and we'll catch you next week right here on this channel.